Welcome to the Relationship Corner, brought to you by Dr. Ted and Dr. Gwen Mooko. Doctors Ted and Gwen have been pastors for over 30 years. Their God-given passion is the ministry of couples. Please subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with their latest uploads. Enjoy!
Welcome again to the fifth segment of this podcast, Toward Marital Bliss. It's Ted and Gwen once again, and we continue to be talking about communication.
That's right.
Communication, communication, communication. In marriage, communication, as Dr. Gwen says, it is exactly what blood is to the body. That's what communication is to any marital relationship. Now, in this area of communication, we're going to talk about something very unique concerning the love between a husband and wife. We're still talking about communication. Some time ago, in the first year of our marriage, we've been married 33 years by the grace of God. And in the first year, I used to be very upset when my wife would say, honey, you don't love me. It really used to agitate me because I would think about the things that I had done for her, the things I was doing for her, and all these other things. And I'm thinking, what does she mean that I don't love her? Until we came to realize that when we're talking about love, people feel loved in different ways.
That's right.
What I feel that I should be loved, I should be shown love in this way for somebody to prove that they love me, they should do this or they should act this way towards me, is not necessarily what your spouse feels like. So imagine the blessing it was years later, after, of course, by the grace of God, we managed to be, navigating this thing. Years later, I read a book. It's called The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. He's a well-known family psychologist, and he is very well versed in this topic. And this 5 languages of love has been translated into hundreds of languages, actually, because that's how good it is. So we started this book together with my wife, and I got to realize that, honey, when you said I didn't love you, there's something that you meant, basically. So we discovered that there are 5 love languages according to Dr. Gary Chapman, and it is important that each one of you knows your spouse's love language, because when you love them according to how they want to be loved, they really feel loved. But if you say you love them, but you don't do what they expect you to do, then to them it's not love. Yeah. So here we go. You need to discover this with your spouse. The number one I have listed here is words of affirmation, a love language called words of affirmation. In other words, your spouse feels loved if you comment and appreciate him or her and tell good things about them. In other words, affirming them. Words of praise, appreciation of their character, of their abilities, of their gifts, of their accomplishments, even physical appearance. It's good when your wife puts on nice makeup, he's saying, honey, you're looking good. When your spouse dresses well, looking good. We Christian husbands are at fault at this. Sometimes we take our wives for granted. We never comment them. The moment you see Mama pastor at church or some elder's wife dressed well, you say, hey, Mama elder, you're looking $1,000,000. But you've never actually commented about your spouse when they're coming from home. Anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, everybody wants at some point or another words of affirmation. And if it is somebody's love language, you need to, put that across to them. And they feel love that way. And it happens to be yours truly. It's a love language.
That's right. Well, we all like to hear good words about ourselves. So makes you feel good. Yeah.
Then the number 2 one. Dr. Gwen is going to explain this one because it's her favorite. That's her love language.
Quality
That's it.
time.
Quality time. You're right. Number 2, quality time. Tell us about quality time, baby.
Well, my love language is quality time.
All right.
And time is one of those things that is really difficult to get in this world that we are living in, where there's such a high demand on our lives. Our schedules are busy. So it's important for a couple to take time out of their busy schedule to be together. Things like date night, things like checking in on each other during the day. For me, quality time, it's about his undivided attention.
All right.
Undivided attention.
You may know what's up.
He's not on the phone. He's not. It's not quality time if I'm busy pouring out my heart here and he's busy, swiping something on the phone, and that's divided attention. So quality time is also about doing things together, whatever it is that you love doing. And these things don't necessarily have to have a price tag on them. Just taking a walk in the park, just going, of course, women, we love to go shopping. So we're going to talk about going to the mall. But one of the most beautiful quality times that I've had with my husband, and we've had a lot, but we were just on our usual routine morning walk, and he stopped, and in Australia, we get a lot of these yellow flowers at certain times of the year, certain seasons of the year. And he picked up this beautiful flower. There were millions of them all over the field, but he picked up this one yellow flower and handed it to me. And we had a moment there. That's quality time.
I scored some points, bro. I scored some points.
When he's looking into me and I'm looking into him, quality time, undivided attention. I know when you've got to juggle kids, you've got to do the best that you can to take them to a babysitter or to get somebody to look after them, so you can have these moments in your marriage.
And also like during the week. If you can't get that, make an effort at least to have a day, right? An evening where you can, send the kids to your friend, and then during another night, they send their kids to you. Do what works. But what is also important sometimes is to plan ahead and go for a holiday, a weekend holiday, quality time, just you without the kids, just you. That's quality time. Walking by the beach if you happen to have a beach nearby, or whatever it is, to a holiday resort. Once in a few months to be doing that is excellent. But otherwise, quality time can be at home. Sit down, play games, board games, or pour some popcorn, play Scrabble, and stuff like that, or checkers. Oh, I don't trust it, checkers though. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, quality time. Right, so number 3, receiving of gifts. That happens to be Dr. Gwen's other love language. She loves receiving of gifts.
Well, they go
Explain.
together with quality time during the time. There's
all right.
a gift during the time. But just, and gifts, they don't have to have a big monetary tag,
Uh.
because we are also living in a world where some people are so materialistic that unless a gift costs
Yep.
a certain price, it's not worth
Yeah.
celebrating.
Yeah.
I am telling you, if my husband so much as buys me a bar of chocolate, I'm celebrating that, because he took his time out to think about me, to know about
And
my
the
favorite
carrot
chocolate.
cake that you're always after. Carrot cake. Yeah.
Okay, so he's giving away some of, because we love the big gifts as well. But celebrate every gift that your spouse gives to you. So,
Right.
yeah.
Receiving and giving of gifts. You simply love gifts and love your spouse is a sign. You bring these gifts as a sign that you love your spouse. So we are saying, if you love me, so from first one, if you love me, tell me that I'm good to you. Give me words of affirmation.
That's right.
If you love me, spend some quality time with me. Show me love, that you love me, by spending quality time. If you love me, get me some gifts. All right. So we're now at number 4. We call it acts of service. Someone feels loved when their spouse does something physical. Help them with a chore. Help to change the diaper of the baby and not just leave it to her.
Yeah.
Help with the dishes.
Yes.
A massage here and there when your spouse says they are tired, you stand behind them and start to massage their shoulders and eventually get to their feet and calves or something like that. Just give them service. There's another one, just simply taking the trash can out.
Yes. That, well, it is important for people who have a love language of acts of service. It's really just doing the small things around the house for them. They really appreciate it, and they take it that you love me. It's like you are confirming your love for them.
Yeah, Dr. Gary Chapman was saying when he was talking to or counseling this particular couple, she was complaining about him not doing the services that she was expecting because her language was acts of service. So the husband discovered that taking out the trash can.
Yeah.
Taking out the trash can was very good for her. So he said when he came back for the counseling, he said, Dr. Chapman, I didn't know that for my wife, taking out a trash can is sexy. I should have been doing that even twice a day.
Well, there you go. So it's worth finding out.
Right. The last one is physical touch. Yours truly
All
loves
right.
this one.
Okay.
That's my other love language, physical touch. You feel loved when your spouse touches you, holds your hand, gives you a slight rub, a caress, an embrace, a hug. I love hugs. An arm around the waist, a pat somewhere, a rub on the biceps or neck or something. But basically, we're talking about some type of chat.
Physically connected.
Yeah, holding hands,
Yeah.
not walking to the to the mall with the husband in front and the wife behind, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So, in other words, you desire touch. You desire to feel your partner, but it is very important. What we're talking about basically for heterosexual, because we're talking about kingdom marriages here. So obviously the heterosexual marriages, it is very important because it will cause our children to grow knowing that mom and dad love each other. It's one of the greatest investments and inheritance that we can leave our children. For them to know that mom and dad love each other. When we show, this love by holding hands, by talking to each other in the right manner, so that they don't get some other type of love elsewhere, because at home they're seeing mom and dad at each other's throats, so they think that something else is better than what mom and dad have. So this is very important. So I think now, honey, I thank God that you are no longer asking me whether I love you. Now I've learned to love you thank God, to reading and attending marriage seminars.
That's right. So we want to thank God for this session that we've had. God bless you. Stay tuned. We'll be coming with more teachings. Let us know how this is helping you, and continue to pray for us as we pray for you, so that you can succeed in this beautiful gift called marriage. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Relationships Corner, brought to you by Dr. Ted and Dr. Gwen Mooko. Please subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with our latest uploads. Until our next episode, keep the fire burning and the love flowing.